Indeed. Now let's look at the issue of voter turnout. Adekunle, this year's election witnessed a significant drop of about 26.07%, despite, we understand, a steady rise of voters since 1999. But let's have your thoughts on first the factors you think contributed to this drop in the number of voters we witnessed in this year's elections.
Honestly, I was shocked when I saw that in terms of voter turnout, that we dropped. But don't forget that there were a lot of crises, mostly self-inflicted injuries, as we approach, as we approach the elections. Because I saw it as madness, some of the things that happened, that we don't need some of these things. Okay, how do you have serious fuel scarcity at a time when election is coming? Then added to that was this new Naira design scarcity. Do you know up to today, Nigerians are still suffering? If you go to all the banks anywhere, the crowd you see, the faces, of Nigerians, you will see gloom, you will see despondency, desperation, hunger, unhappiness. Because some people will tell you they have not eaten for days. And they are not poor. They don't have access to their money. And some of them are not the type that can do transfers. Okay, let me transfer. So some of these crises may have contributed. I haven't seen anybody who has done studies to come up with figures or statistics, but I believe these things contributed. Okay, how do you expect somebody who is hungry, who has not eaten, to come and queue to vote? They won't answer you. You get my point?
Right.
That may have contributed. Because this year, I expected, with the level of enthusiasm, with the youth,
participation,
believe me,
involvement,
I was expecting a big figure.
Turnout,
yes,
right.
But we dropped, and we didn't just drop small, we dropped big. So that was why I said some self-inflicted crises may have contributed. Like in 2015, the effort to say, hey, Jonathan must go, we don't want this clueless, this and that. What happened? We had 43% of eligible, registered voters coming out to vote. The one after that, I think 2019, I think it was about 35% of those who registered.
Voters,
Now, this year, Nigeria added nothing less than 10 million extra, eligible voters. But when it came to on the election day, what happened? Many of them probably didn't come out, maybe because they were not happy with the policies of the federal government. Many of them, because of that, unable to eat, unable to have access to their money. So out of that anger, what do I need to vote for?
Some even came out and went back in anger because materials didn't come on time.
Logistical
then
challenges.
We can
and all.
discuss logistics and others, but I expected that some other crises must have played a
PK, your final thoughts on this matter before we quickly go on a break.
Yes, what influences turnout there are many factors that influence high turnout on election day. Parties need to mobilize their volunteers to do this. Most people they work hard, they register, but on election day, they are gripped by a certain level of laziness.
Right.
And they don't want to come out. So it's the volunteers. In America, they call them the get out the vote volunteers. Parties hire them. They will go and be knocking on doors and get people to come out. It is the party that is the most efficient at it that usually win elections. Generally elections is difficult to have even 50% turnout for elections. In popular democracy anywhere, it's extremely difficult to even achieve half of the number of registered voters. So that problem is there, that people will just, on election day, they don't want to go out, they want to be watching TV and hear the results. But when parties mobilize their volunteers and work hard at mobilizing people and getting people to come out, the numbers will go up. Then the issue of the youth the enthusiasm of the youth. It's not in every part of Nigeria.
Right.
In Lagos,
The South.
you can see it reflected. The turnout was
About 1 million.
was higher. Yes,
No, it was higher.
Yes,
Lagos
was
was
higher
higher.
compared to
Other
past
states,
elections.
yeah.
So it reflected even in the Osun elections, the governorship election in Osun. A lot of the youth came out, but it is not the same in the north. Even when the youth were protesting over NSAS here, we didn't have
it in the north as well,
yes,
so
we
that
didn't have
contributed as
the
well.
same level of protest.
Yeah.
You know, maybe police do not
Were not brutal.
molest people in the north the way they do in the south. So these things
Contributed.
yes, but you still find in Kano that they recorded the highest.
Right.
That is, they know that is their tradition. They don't take politics lightly.
That's a fine place to leave this